I just wanted her to open up to me, you know? So I used the rib spreader.
Good evening, I'm Maximum Overdorf, and welcome to another horrifying edition of Schlock.Down. It's October, and I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do. It's really not even that big of a deal.
Why weren't you watching part 2 of my Halloween Xtravaganza last week? Were you dead? Well, shake the soil from your bones.
Rub the cobwebs from your eyes. Knock the worms out of your ears.
Because we're back. That means we're 1 week closer to Halloween. So don't forget to put your face on. Or perhaps take it off.
Last week we severed off some more cinema featuring slivers of the Halloween season with deadly doctors, mad scientists, and other freaks and geeks. Let's continue to slash and stab our way through 31 frightening flicks featuring Halloween, with the next few slices to make the cut. Number 16, Halloween. While some films on this list don't need an introduction, I'm the guy with the knife, so sit down and listen. Or don't, it's just plastic. Ouch! In this 1978 beloved Halloween classic, directed and scored by John Carpenter, a babysitter is stalked by an escaped mental patient who murdered his teenage sister 15 years ago on Halloween night. Fun fact, in 1976, when the film was being conceived from a script then titled The Babysitter Murders, Halloween night had never been the sole theme of a film. Upon producer Irwin Yablon's suggestion, John Carpenter developed a story from this basic concept. Look how far we've come. It's my special boy. You know what else is special? Number 17, WNUF Halloween Special. In this 2013 comedic horror film directed by Chris LaMartina, we follow a television personality as he investigates a house that is said to be haunted. With parody commercials from guest directors shown throughout the film, the feature is presented as an off-air recording of a Halloween special that aired on October 31st, 1987. And now a word from our sponsors over at Silver Shamrock. Number 18, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. With 11 films in the Halloween franchise and a 12th ready to kill in 2021, we could have taken up over 1/3 of this list with this slasher film giant alone. However, you can get past the fact that this third installment in the series is the only night that Michael Myers didn't come home. The film stands on its own as a seasonal cult classic. Though it didn't take to the market, Season of the Witch was an attempt to turn the Halloween franchise into an anthology of films that all took place on Halloween night. Directed by Tommy Lee Wallace and starring Tom Atkins, this 1982 film moved out of the slasher genre and into the neighborhood of witchcraft and science fiction, with the plot focusing on popular Halloween masks sold by Silver Shamrock Novelties. They're all the buzz. You might even notice a familiar face. Hi-ho, Silver Shamrock! Yeah. Who writes this crap? I mean, couldn't we afford a real witch's broom? I mean, we lose our budget or something? Look at this shirt. Where the fuck is my witch's hat? Sorry, I just needed something to keep witching about. Number 19, Hocus Pocus. In this 1993 fantasy comedy directed by Kenny Ortega and co-written by horror icon Mick Garris, a coven of 3 wicked yet wacky witches are accidentally resurrected by a teenage boy on Halloween night.
Are you okay?
Yep.
Well then, can you get up so we can keep moving?
Okay.
No more climbing around.
I ain't no fucking clown.
Number 20, 31. Set during Halloween in 1976, this 2016 horror film, written and directed by Rob Zombie, follows a group of carnies who get kidnapped. They are forced to play a game of survival called 31, where they are chased through a maze of rooms by a group of murderous clowns.
Come on, man. What did I say?
Well, he might not be a clown, but this next guy certainly is. Number 21, Terrifier. Written and directed by Damien Leone, this 2016 slasher film follows the exploits of a homicidal clown named Art as he torments and murders his victims in a rundown apartment building on Halloween night. Seriously? What, the power bill isn't in our budget anymore either?
Maybe it was the wind.
Oh yeah, maybe it was the wind or some other horror movie cliche. Maybe it's bull. Yeah. We have to stop every 15 minutes for something. Sound, something breaking. I can't work like this. Are we good now? Are you okay? You're afraid of the dark. Number 22, Haunt. A group of friends, while out partying on Halloween night, end up at an extreme haunted house in this 2019 slasher film directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods and produced by Eli Roth. This haunting experience proves to feed on their darkest fears. Dude, seriously, what the? All right. Number 23, The Guest. In this 2014 thriller, directed by Adam Wingard and written by Simon Barrett, a U.S. soldier named David, played by Legion's Dan Stevens, moves in with the Peterson family after introducing himself as a friend of their son who died in combat. Within a few days, a series of deaths involving acquaintances of the Petersons start to occur, and their daughter, played by Micah Monroe, suspects David is responsible. The film's climax takes place at a Halloween dance, including a cameo from someone you might recognize. Sometimes you let the wrong people in. Sometimes the unwanted guest is in. Number 24, The Predator. In this 2018 fourth installment of the science fiction action franchise, co-written by the Monster Squad's Fred Decker, a group of PTSD-afflicted soldiers, led by Boyd Holbrook's Quinn McKenna, team up against a pair of invading predators. There is a rather explosive scene in the film where McKenna's son wears predator armor to go trick-or-treating. Fun fact, this film marks writer-director Shane Black's return to the franchise, as he had an uncredited role as a soldier in 1987's Predator. Are you serious? Again? Ugh!
While most of you horror fans are no stranger to the home invasion movie, a subgenre that seemed to rise in popularity after the words "because you were home" were said from behind a doll face mask in 2008's The Strangers, directed by Brian Bertino. I can't think of a type of terror more real given our current situation, so check the locks twice. It's time for a segment I'm calling Stay-at-Home Invasion. Traveling abroad may still prove to be iffy, with countries reopening and general concern for health and well-being. So for these next two tales of being trapped inside, I'll be taking you to France, starting with a film that feels a little familiar to the aforementioned The Strangers. But I should warn you before we go in this house, there's someone else in there, and they may contain spoilers. Them. In this 2006 French-Romanian horror film, directed by David Moreau and Xavier Palud, a young teacher moves into a remote country house with her lover. Their quiet life turns into a screaming game of cat and mouse when a group of mysterious assailants enter their home and attack them. The film closes with the assailants taking a seat at a bus stop, their backs turned to us as they take their masks off, and a school bus pulls up. Fun fact, it is stated that Them is based on actual events. According to police interviews with the apprehended real assailants, the youngest of them was 9 years old, and when asked why he did it, his response was, "Because they wouldn't play with us." This next one features a child too, but it's just a bun in the oven. Inside. A young and recently widowed pregnant woman is encouraged to stay inside in this 2007 debut horror film from directors Julian Mary and Alexandra Bustillo. Her baby is overdue, and she's still grieving the loss of her husband. Then, as if that weren't enough, a mysterious woman invades her home, intent on taking her unborn child. And if I haven't made staying at home a little more terrifying for you, you'll never look at a pair of scissors the same way ever again. Well, since I'm already here, might as well make myself at home. Stay inside until next time. Come back next week for part 4 of my Halloween. Say, What'd you say? She says, tibia continued.